Hello guys, my name is Abdullah Abubakar and I'll be doing my second presentation with the topic ARP spoofing, SSL hijacking, Wi-Fi hijacking, and ARP spoofing. What is ARP spoofing? ARP spoofing is a type of attack in which a malicious actor sends falsified ARP messages. ARP is Address Resolution Protocol. That's the full meaning. Is when an actor sends a falsified ARP messages over a local area network. This results in linking of an attacker's MAC address with the IP address of a legitimate computer or server on the network. Once the attacker's MAC address is connected to an authentic IP address, the attacker will begin receiving any data that is intended for that IP address. ARP spoofing can enable malicious parties to intercept, modify, or even stop data in transit. ARP spoofing attacks. The effect of ARP spoofing attacks can have serious implications for enterprises. In their most basic application, ARP spoofing attacks are used to steal sensitive information. Beyond this, ARP spoofing attacks are often used to facilitate other attacks such as denial of service attack (DOS). Denial of service attack often leverage ARP spoofing to link multiple IP addresses with a single target's MAC address. As a result, traffic that is intended for many different IP addresses will be redirected to the target's MAC address, overloading the target with traffic. Then we have the session hijacking. Session hijacking attacks can use ARP spoofing to steal session IDs, granting attackers access to private system and data. Then we have the man-in-the-middle attacks. This type of attacks can only rely on ARP spoofing to intercept and modify traffic between victims. We have the ARP spoofing tutorial. Number one, ARP spoofing attacks typically follow a similar progression. The steps to an ARP spoofing attack usually include the attacker opens an ARP spoofing tool and sets the tool's IP address to match the IP subnet of a target. For example, a popular ARP spoofing software includes ARP Spoof, Canon Abel, Poison, and Etacap. We have the attacker uses the ARP spoofing tool to scan for the IP and MAC address of hosts in the target's subnet. Number four, the attacker chooses its targets to begin sending ARP packets across the local area network that contain the attacker's MAC address and the target IP address. And the fifth tutorial, as other hosts of the local area network, the spoofed ARP packet, data that those hosts send to the victim will go to the attacker instead. From here, the attacker can steal data or launch a more sophisticated follow-up attack. ARP detection, prevention, and protection. The following methods are recommended measures for detecting, preventing, and protecting against ARP spoofing attacks. Packet filtering. Packet filters inspect packets as they are transmitted across a network. We have avoid trust relationships. Organizations should develop protocols that rely on trust relationships as little as possible. Trust relationships rely only on IP addresses for authentication, making it significantly easier for attackers to run ARP spoofing attacks when they are in place. Another step to prevent is use ARP spoofing detection software. There are many programs available that helps organizations detect ARP spoofing attacks. These programs work by inspecting and certifying data before it is transmitted and blocking data that appears to be spoofed. Another form of detecting ARP spoofing is use cryptographic network protocols. Transport layer security, that's the TLS, secure shell, HTTP secure, and other secure communication protocols bolster ARP spoofing attack prevention by encrypting data prior to transmission and authenticating data when it is received. Wi-Fi hacking. It has been established that most Wi-Fi networks are extremely vulnerable to security breaches and are easier to be hacked than ever. Whenever you are technically savvy or not, you must be aware that you need to have a password for Wi-Fi security. It is important that you understand how someone could compromise your wireless network and that there are ways out there for you to protect it. Why hack a Wi-Fi? Why should someone hack a Wi-Fi? If you have noticed that recently your internet is a bit slower, then maybe it's time to check there have been no compromises in your Wi-Fi security protocol. Wi-Fi hijacking is essentially cracking the security protocols in the wireless network, granting full access for all the hacker to view, store, download, and or abuse the wireless network. Usually when someone hacks into a Wi-Fi, they are able to observe all the data that is being sent via the network. An unauthorized person using your Wi-Fi, your wireless network would be able to see pretty much everything you do online. All web pages you visit and your respect IP address, any stored information on your browser like stored password, or login information for any site you visit. What are the signs that a Wi-Fi has been hacked? Wi-Fi can easily be accessed by almost every device in the modern day. A smartphone, tablet, PC, and laptops. To know whether someone has been tampering with your personal Wi-Fi, there are certain signs that can prove it. The most common sign and the most obvious one is that a hacked Wi-Fi always makes the internet connection a lot slower, as someone else might be using your Wi-Fi to surf the web. Another sign to look out for is to check if the router's activity is still blinking after turning off the device in your house that you are using Wi-Fi. That are using Wi-Fi. If the light still continues to blink, it means that some unauthorized person is using your Wi-Fi. Because of time, I cannot really read this slide. Out of time. Most popular hacking software. There are certain tools out there that hackers use to make their jobs easier, and it is worth your time to know some of them. Sometimes hacker can track people and mine their data just by knowing their IP address. A tool under called Angry IP Scanner helps hackers scan for IP addresses and find ways of using or compromising them. Key-enable is also a common tool that is used for password recovery and was created to into computers that are Microsoft operated. SSL hijacking. How does SSL hijacking work? My Superfish uses a process called SSL hijacking to get at users encrypted data. The process is actually quite simple. When you connect to a secure site, your computer and the server go through a number of steps. Your computer connects to the HTTP site, which is insecure. Then hijacking is a type of network security attack in which the attacker takes control of a communication, just as an airplane hacker takes control of the flight. Between two entities and masquerade of one of them, there are two types of domain name system hijacking. I don't get much information on this topic really, so this is the end of my presentation.